Welcome everyone to this week's co-created Sister Flow with me and Jade and I. And this week, our theme of the week is self-compassion. So we are really embodying this heart-centered practice, this really useful tool in all areas of our life. And with that, we're going to be really focusing on the heart chakra and ways to open the lungs. This can also feel really good to help release the shoulders, get rid of any tension that you may be feeling in there, and just have fun. Jade, do you have anything else to add on before we get started?
No, I'm so excited. Maybe we can share at the end. Shannon will be playing her sound bath, and it is the heart chakra sound bath. So when we move into a shavasana, I will guide us through a yoga nidra, which is very yummy, and you might fall asleep. And if you do, that's great. And Shannon will be playing her sound bowl. So soak it all in.
All right, let's get started. Finding yourself in a comfortable seated position. Let's just arrive here, closing your eyes or finding a soft gaze. Placing your hands on your heart. Connecting with your heartbeat. Connecting with yourself. Arriving in this moment. I'm going to invite a few metta phrases. Metta is loving kindness, and it's one of my favorite heart practices. So I invite you to keep your eyes closed as I read these phrases aloud. May I accept myself just as I am. May I be kind and gentle with myself when I am suffering. May I trust that I am doing the best that I can in this moment. May I incline my heart and my mind towards understanding rather than criticism, towards myself and others. May I trust that what I'm experiencing is life living through me, and it is not me. I'm going to read that one more time. May I accept myself just as I am. May I be kind and gentle with myself when I am suffering. May I trust that I am doing the best that I can in this moment. May I incline my heart and mind towards understanding rather than criticism, towards myself and others. May I trust that what I am experiencing is life living through me, and it is not me. Continuing to breathe in to your heart space. Even grabbing on to opposite shoulders, embracing yourself in a hug. Chin can drop towards your chest. And then when you feel ready, moving into a tabletop position. Moving through a few cat-cows. Pressing the ground away for cat. Heart opens for cow. Using this as an opportunity to connect with your breath. To notice how it feels when you connect movement and breath. Slowing this down or speeding it up. Taking barrel rolls or circles. We'll be here for about 10 more seconds. So doing whatever you need to do. To let this feel really good. Arriving back in a neutral tabletop together. Let's walk our palms forward, melting the chest, coming into puppy pose. We want our hips to stack directly on top of our knees and heart melts towards the mat. Chin can rest on the mat or the forehead. Or if you have a block nearby, that can be a great way to find ease in this pose. Deepening your breath can be a great way to create more space in your body. We won't be here for long. 3 more deep breaths. And then engaging the core to slowly walk out of it. Coming back to your neutral tabletop. Lifting the right arm high up to the sky. Taking 1 extra sip of air. Grow tall and thread the needle. Right shoulder drops onto the mat. Content your left fingertips. Creating more space in the body. Option to step the left leg back or to wrap the left arm around your body. Meeting yourself wherever you're at. If the legs extended or if you're in the bind, slowly coming out of it over the course of these next 3 breaths. And then we'll press our left palm into the mat, rising back up, reaching that right arm up to the sky 1 more time, deep breath. Exhale, grounding it onto the mat, moving to the other side. Inhale, left arm reaches high to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, thread it through. Left shoulder drops onto the mat. Right fingers are tented, hips draw back. If you're in the bind or the legs extended, slowly coming out of it now. And then on your next inhale, reaching the left arm high up to the sky. Take that extra breath. And then come back to your neutral tabletop pose. Tucking the toes and pressing back into downward facing dog. Slight bend to the knees. Stepping or hopping to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Shine your heart. Exhale, fold. Reaching high up. And then bringing your palms to heart center.
Reaching both hands up. Clasping the hands, but releasing the index finger. Inhale, get a little bit taller, but drop the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the belly into the spine and tilt over to the right. Feel that long line of energy from the left foot all the way through the left fingers. And maybe drop that left shoulder back a bit. Take the gaze up to the sky. Breathe. And then inhale, come through center. Exhale, other way, tilt over to the left. Press weight into the right foot. Find that long line of energy from the right foot all the way through the fingers. Maybe drop that right shoulder back, gaze up, breathe. And inhale, come through center. Exhale, clasp the hands behind the back. You can also use a strap here. And then puff up the chest, taking a nice heart opener here. Draw the belly to the spine and tilt the pelvis under to protect the lower back here. And take deep breaths in and almost feel like you're puffing up your chest. And then exhale, keep the hands forward, fold, take a slight bend in the knees. Hands come up and over to the front. Your feet can be hip width distance or maybe even a little bit wider. And take a generous bend in the knees, maybe rock side to side. Completely releasing the head and the neck, shaking it yes and no. And then releasing the hands. Inhale, come to your halfway lift. Squeeze the shoulder blades here. Tailbone reaches back as the crown reaches forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back plank. And you can always lower the knees down here. And as always, please meet your body where it's at this moment. You are your own best teacher. And then rock forwards and back, warming up the wrists and the ankles, warming up the core. And then find your neutral plank. Take a slight bend in the elbows and then just drop the hips down, coming into your upward facing dog. Moving slowly, feeling the spine, opening up, untuck the toes. Inhale, pull the heart through just a little bit more, spread the collarbones wide. And then exhale, forehead comes down to the mat. Take the hands wide at chest level, come up onto the fingertips. Inhale, cobra, squeeze the shoulder blades. Zip up the toes and the legs. Exhale, forehead to the mat. Again, inhale, cobra. Exhale, dip the left shoulder, gaze to the right. Keep the legs strong and close. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, dip the right shoulder, gaze to the left. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, forehead to the mat. Hands return next to chest level. Inhale, press back to your tabletop. Tuck the toes. And then downward facing dog. Walk the dog out here. Lowering one heel down and the other. And then take a really deep bend in the knees and press your heart all the way to the thighs. Press into all 10 fingers to really reach that tailbone back. And then downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg rises up, flex the foot. Exhale, plant the foot between the hands, lower the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, low crescent lunge, sweeping the arms up. And take a moment to fully engage the legs. Squeeze the booty so we have a nice foundation. Draw the belly to the spine and then feel light in the upper body. And take a nice arm variation here. You can take cactus arms. You can always place the hands on the right leg. Or again, if you like to clasp the hands behind the back, puff up the chest. And focus on pressing that left hip forward and the right hip draws back. Breathe into any strong sensations. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. Exhale, release, shift back, half splits. Straighten the front leg, flex the foot. Draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. Hands are directly underneath of the shoulders. Spine is long. And breathe into that deep sensation in the back of the right leg. And really flex that front foot. The more you flex, the deeper the stretch. And then inhale, come back up through your crescent lunge. Exhale, plant the hands, step back plank, and we'll take a flow. So you can lower all the way down, take a cobra or take a chaturanga, or you can meet us in a downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises up to the sky. Exhale, plant the foot between the hands, lower the back knee, untuck the toes. Inhale, rise up, low crescent lunge. Again, take a moment to find really strong foundation. So squeeze the legs, squeeze the booty, draw the belly into the spine, and now find your heart opener variation with the arms. If you like the cactus, or if you like to interlace the hands behind the back, see if you can take the opposite thumb on top. And also be curious about touching the pinky side of the hand together. So fully clasping the hands. And then puffing up the chest wherever you are. Sinking that right hip forward and drawing the left hip back. Breathing. Feeling the heart space grow bigger, wider, stronger, opening up. And then exhale, half splits. Straighten the front leg, flex the foot, shift the hips back. Find a long spine and draw that left hip back, right hip forward. Again, find a deep stretch, a deep, deep, deep flex in the front foot, and breathe. Three more breaths here. See if you can find full presence, focusing on the breath, focusing on the body and the sensations that you feel. Notice the mat or the floor or the ground underneath of you, holding you up. And now inhale, low crescent lunge. For one more beat. Exhale, plant the hands, make your way through a flow. Or meet us in a downward facing dog. And then travel to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, hands come through heart center.
Bringing your prayer up to the sky. Opening the heart. Taking one more sip of air here. Shoulders drop back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, plank. Take your flow. Inhale, coming back into your upward facing dog. Toes still tucked. We're gonna flow like a wave here. So we're gonna take one deep breath here. And then on the exhale, engage the core and come back into your downward facing dog. Your inhales bring you forward. Exhales take you back. I invite you to close your eyes and see what shifts. As you take any judgment away and just focus on how it feels to move, to exist in your body. Your beautiful, perfectly designed body just for you. If you want to, taking an extra sip of air as you hold in your upward facing dog. Doing this 2 more times together. Last one. And then we'll all meet in a downward facing dog together. Shaking it out, taking any movements that you need to. Really staying present. It can be a lot when we start to focus on the heart space. Sometimes it can bring up emotion. So I invite you throughout this practice to just offer yourself kindness, to offer yourself love, self-compassion, and feel grateful that you showed up here today. On the exhale, we'll travel back to the top of the mat. Interlacing the fingers behind your back. You can shift your weight over to the left, maybe lifting the heel up, experimenting with balance. And then taking it to the other side, continuing to allow your head to hang up heavy. And then we'll place our palms on the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, root down to rise up. Palms come through heart center, directly sinking back into our chair pose. Pinkies turn in towards one another to help release the shoulders behind release the shoulders down the back. There we go. Seeing you can sink the hips just about an inch or 2 down towards the earth. And then exhale, palms come through heart center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, plank, and take your flow. Always option to come directly back into child's pose. Then moving into our warrior one, inhale, lift the right leg, step it on the outside of your right palm, and then ground the left heel into the mat. Again, focusing on drawing that right hip back, left hip forward. Now interlacing the fingers behind the back. Inhale to shine your heart. Exhale, forward fold, humble warrior. Rising the arms back up. And then exhale, grounding the palms into the earth. Step it back into your plank and take your flow. Moving on to the other side, we'll inhale, lift the left leg high up to the sky. And then grounding it on the outside of our left palm. Right heel grounds down. Check in with your foundation. And then root the rise. Breathing in and out through the nose to build more fire, to build more heat in the body. Or in through the nose and out through the mouth if you need a little extra release. Interlacing your fingers behind your back, open the heart. And then fold it forward, humble warrior. Rising back up. Experimenting with what it feels like to grab onto opposite elbows. With the legs still engaged, just allow your head to rest in your arms. Tuning into the strength of your legs. And then grounding the palms back into the mat. Take your flow if you like. We'll bring our knees back onto the mat together, big toes touch. Knees hip width distance apart. Sink back into your child's pose. Heart melts towards the earth. Feel held here, supported. Now we're going to bring the heels together and clasp, interlace our fingers behind our heels, moving into rabbit pose. So as we continue to pull back against our heels, we're going to want to bring our forehead as close as we can to our knees. Rounding the spine. The more you pull against your heels, the more you're going to feel it. Deep breaths here. Three more deep breaths. And then inhale, engage the core to slowly come out of it. We're gonna move into a half camel pose, not going into the full camel pose. So just rolling the shoulders up and down your body, placing your palms at the base of your spine. Elbows draw back and towards one another. Again, even if it's in your practice, not reaching down towards the heels. I invite you just to stay here for the next 30 minutes or 30 seconds or so. Using your breath to open the heart. Chin can lift slightly towards the sky. And now invite a smile into your lips. Sinking back towards the heels, rising up to a neutral spine. And you can roll back and stand up at the top of your mat as gracefully or not so gracefully as you can. And then we'll reach the palms up, just taking one breath together. Exhale, palms come through your third eye, your seat of your intuition, and then down to your heart.
Let's take Shannon's flow and add on to it. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, flow or meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg presses up. Exhale, warrior one. You've been here before. Take a moment here to sink and find your edge in this pose, and then clasp the hands behind the back. Draw the hands down and puff up that heart space. Inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. Just a beat. Inhale, come back up with the chest. Keep the arms, spin onto the back toes. We're moving into a warrior three. So shift the weight forward, flex the back foot, and find that T shape. So both legs very strong. Drop the left hip down a bit. Find that long line of energy from the crown reaching forward to the heel reaching back. Breathe. And next we'll move into either a toppling tree or a standing split. If you're moving into a toppling tree, begin to tilt the pelvis, the torso forward. You can point the toe. If you're moving into a standing split, do the same thing, but release the hands down to the mat. The hands can come to blocks as well. And if you'd like to play with your balance there, you can wrap one hand or two hands around the right ankle. Just 2 more breaths here. You've got it. And then wherever you are, take a big step back. We're moving into a high lunge. So trust your legs here. Land in a stable foundation, and then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, clasp the hands and place them behind the head. And again, rest the head in the hands and find another heart opener here. Pressing the elbows to the back and squeezing the shoulder blades. It might feel nice to take a slight bend in the back knee so we can protect the lower back and tilt that pelvis forward. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, tilt the pelvis forward, fly the arms back, squeeze the shoulder blades, and the palms are facing down here. And we'll flow that. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, tilt forward and fly the arms back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tilt and sweep back. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, plant the hands, make your way through a flow. And when you arrive in the down dog, let's take a deep breath in together. Open the mouth, exhale loud. And take your feet as wide as the mat and one step in. So we're in this wide, short downward facing dog. Take the left hand and wrap it around the right calf or the right ankle. And then use the right arm to pull you, the left arm to pull you in and through, taking a twist. Maybe gazing under that right armpit. And notice what's happening in the hips here. See if you can shift that right hip back so the hips are on one line. And exhale, release, other side. Right hand comes to the left shin or ankle. Use the strength of the right arm to pull you in and through, taking a nice twist. Maybe gaze under that left armpit. And breathe. Returning to your downward facing dog, and we'll move into the other side. Left leg rises up. Exhale, warrior one. Find your edge. Clasp the hands behind the back with the opposite thumb on top. Again, see if you can close the pinky side of the palm together here. Inhale, heart shines up. Press the hands down and back. Exalted warrior. And then exhale, humble warrior. Shoulders come on the inside of the left knee just for a beat. Inhale, rise the torso back up. Spin onto the back toes, moving into that warrior three. So slowly shift the weight forward. Then flex the right foot and lengthen it back. Crown reaches forward, strong in both legs. And then drop that right hip down so the hips are on one level. And breathe. Feel the strength in the bottom leg holding you up as the heart space and the upper body feel light, like you're floating through air. And then moving into your toppling tree or your standing split. For the toppling tree, torso tilts down, point the toe, and press those toes up to the sky. For the standing split, release the hands to blocks the floor or play with that balance, wrapping one hand or both around the left ankle. And breathe. Wherever you are, we're moving into the high lunge. So take a big step back, trusting the legs. Find your foundation. And then inhale, high lunge. Reach the arms up. And clasp the hands behind the head. Take a slight bend in the back knee. Draw the belly to the spine and then press the head into the hands and the elbows back, squeezing the shoulder blades. Finding yet another heart opener. And then reach the arms up. We'll do that flow. So tilt the pelvis, the torso forward. Swim the arms back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Palms facing down. Inhale, sweep up, high lunge. Exhale, fly back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, sweep back. Last one. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, plant the hands, flow, or meet in a downward facing dog. Drop the knees, take a wide leg child's pose. Knees wide, toes touch, sink the hips down. Relax the arms, relax the face. Take a moment here to connect with the body. Connect with the breath. Feel the energy circulating, moving around. And just be.
Taking 3 more deep breaths here. And then inhale, sliding through, coming into your Sphinx pose. Tuning into your foundation. The tops of your feet are grounded into the earth. The hips supported by your mat. Forearms are forming a 90-degree angle. Shoulders drop back. Heart rate beginning to slow down. Rising back up into your tabletop pose. Moving through a few cat-cows. And then coming back onto your knees, while your hips stacking directly on top, moving into that variation of a full camel or full camel expression. So I invite you to tuck the toes to begin. Drop the shoulders back. We've been here before, but this time, if you're ready, placing one hand back on your ankle and then the other, not compromising anything in the spine. We want our hips to continuously be stacked on top of our knees. In studios, a great way to practice this is by really putting your body against a wall, doing the best that you can to keep your hips from not moving off the wall. If it's in your practice, lowering onto the tops of your feet. To come out of it, engaging the core, and then placing one hand on your heart and the other on top. Sink your hips back onto your heels. And I invite you to think of three things, the first three things that come to mind when I give you the phrase, I love. And now I invite you to think of someone that you love dearly. That's like that easy kind of love. Maybe it's your pet, your partner, a parent. Holding them close. And now I want you to think of a phrase that loved one would tell you, who sees your goodness. Would they say something like, I'm proud of you, I love you? Imagine them saying that to you now. Noticing how it feels and remembering this moment, this feeling, because you can come back to it. Moving on to the back. Squeezing both knees in towards the chest. Giving yourself one big I love you squeeze. And then allowing the shoulders to drop back. Moving through into your, what is this pose called? Happy baby pose. There we go. So your heels are stacking directly on top of your knees. We're just rocking back and forth here. Taking any expression that feels good for you. And then from here, Jade's going to be closing us out. And we'll end with the sound bath meditation together.
Lengthen the left leg forward, but keep the right leg in this half happy baby. And place the left hand on the left hip, pressing it gently down into the ground. And if you like to lengthen the right leg out, that may feel good. And then we're gonna move into a twist here. So lengthen the left arm out, or you can cactus that arm. And then slowly drawing the right knee into the chest and then dropping it over to the left. You may like to shift the hips over to the right a bit. And pressing the right shoulder into the ground. Taking your left hand and placing it on the right knee, gently pressing it down. And breathe. Really focusing on the length of the right collarbone. And maybe gaze over the right hand. Draw the attention to the belly. Take deep belly breaths here. This pose is beautiful to detox and facilitate digestion, giving all the organs a nice massage. The deeper the breath, the more benefits you receive. And then slowly guiding the right knee back into the chest, giving it a hug. And then lengthening it up to the sky, flexing the foot, and place the hands behind the right thigh on the hamstring. Taking a nice hamstring stretch here. You can begin to walk the hands up the leg to the calf or even the ankle. And just let your right leg feel fully supported. Draw the attention to the right hip. See if you can soften that area there. Let everything be soft. You may like to shift the right foot over to the left 5 inches to get a nice stretch in the IT band. See what it feels like to take a deeper flex in the right foot. And then returning it back to neutral, drawing the right knee into the chest for one more hug. And then lengthening it forward. We'll take the left knee in, finding that half happy baby. And place the right hand on the right hip, gently pressing it down into the ground. You may like to lengthen the left leg out. And then slowly making our way to that twist. So bringing the left knee into the chest, maybe shifting the hips over to the left. Spreading the arms wide and then dropping the left knee over to the right. Think about pressing the left shoulder into the ground, the left knee down and away from it. Take deep belly breaths and gaze over to the left if that feels okay with the neck. And scan every inch of the body. See if you can soften and disengage. And then slowly guiding the left knee into the chest, lengthening the leg up to the sky, flexing the foot, and clasping the hands behind the left hamstring. Perhaps walking the hands up the leg to the calf or even the ankle. Take a deep breath here and soften into that left hip. Let the shoulders be soft here. Fingers soft, the hands are soft. And let gravity do its thing. You may like to shift the left foot over to the right, 5 inches to get that nice stretch in the IT band. Take a deep flex in the foot, breathe. And then slowly returning the foot to neutral, drawing the left knee in and drawing the right knee in for one more big I love you squeeze, as Shannon says. And then exhale, finding your final Shavasana. Taking the feet as wide as the mat with the toes flopping out. The hands wider than the mat with the palms face up. Tuck the shoulders in and under. Finding a nice space where you can just be. If you'd like to take legs up the wall or Supta Baddha Konasana legs, the butterfly legs, that may feel nice as well. Your attention to the heart space. Feeling the heart space rise on the inhales and soften on the exhales. Soft, begin to visualize the heart chakra. Chakras are like spinning wheels. And the heart chakra color is green. So visualize your favorite color, your favorite shade of green. The spinning disc in the heart space. The heart chakra growing larger, expanding, shining bright. Notice a warm, tingly sensation in the heart space. Moving, growing, flowing through the heart space. Feeling the breath move easier through the body. That energy of the heart chakra. Heart chakra is chakra of love, self-love, compassion, opening, relationships. Feeling held in this energy. Feeling safe and nurtured. Feeling warm and loved. Feeling the earth beneath you holding you up. And the air around you just being, flowing, feeding you and nourishing you. Feel the skin of the body protecting the inner body, the organs and the blood and the vein and the bones. Feel the clothing on the body, covering the body, keeping it nice and warm and supported. Focusing back on that heart space, the heart chakra, letting it grow and expand. So now it exudes past your aura, growing larger and larger and larger, spreading it wider and wider, shining it brighter and brighter. We invite you to stay here for as long as you'd like, continuing to soak in all the benefits of the practice. When you're ready to come out of it, begin to invite gentle movement into the body, wiggling the fingers and the toes. And draw the knees into the chest, rolling over to one side. And holding yourself for a moment in that fetal position. Noticing the shifts in the space you've created within you. Feeling that energy of love and taking that with you. And pressing up to a seated position, slowly keeping the eyes closed or a soft gaze. Placing both hands over the heart. Namaste.